So I guess I've got some explaining to do.
I, I, I will be heard.
And listen well. Tonight.
Between school projects, personal projects, and trying to have a semblance of a life, things have gotten kind of hectic. A couple weeks ago, my friend Harry had a housewarming party, and I wanted to go over, but I was a little hesitant. He kind of works with the stockbroker types and whatnot, so I really didn't know if these were people I'd be able to talk to. Luckily, a friendly face showed up 2 seconds later. This is Dan and his wife Lindsay, or Leslie. I don't fucking know. You can tell by her face right now that she wasn't a particularly delightful person to be around anyway. Dan, on the other hand, is pretty cool. He brought beer. So that's always a good thing. I spent the rest of my night drinking and meeting various couples. The next couple I met thought they were way, way cooler than they actually were. They were very well dressed, and I'm sure they were extremely impressive to some circles, but for the most part I saw them sitting over in the corner not talking to anybody and looking extremely bored, so I didn't think they were too fucking cool. Next couple I met were very nice though, Gypsy and Scott, I do believe. We talked about weed, beer, fashion, and Nova Scotia, actually. Next weekend after that was Thanksgiving, and I went out of town so I could see my family on my dad's side. I remember going to the airport. I was on a particularly sketchy train, and I was shoving my McDonald's breakfast in my mouth as we were doing that. It's kind of weird to be taking a corner at 60+ miles an hour while you're shoving a hash brown in your face, but I managed to do it quite well. Next to me is a young couple, and they have a very small, very confused child. The kid keeps saying random fucking things, and everything that she says, the mother is overjoyed to be hearing it. Thinks it's the most delightful fucking thing she's ever heard. Her mother's just overthrown with joy at any little thing that this kid says. Meanwhile, she's looking at me, trying to get any response, and I'm like, kid, I got nothing for you. I look out the window at the cars passing by, and I see a small red 4-door hatchback with a extremely dressed up man who has a pencil mustache and is smoking heavily. In the back seat there is a giant fucking Newfoundland. Just staring at me. I get into town, we do the whole Thanksgiving thing. The next night in Hoboken, I meet up with my cousins and we go on the town for a little bit of drinking. I drink nothing but Coke and Johnny Walker the entire night, and we meet a man who is an Indian from Canada. That's not what he looks like, I just thought that was a funny picture. The next day I'm super psyched because we have really not much to do. I hang out with my cousins, and then later on I meet up with my dad, we go eat chicken and waffles, and we see the Muppet movie. I think that really is the best Sunday you could ever have. Last day I actually go into New York City and I meet up with my friend Stephanie. We used to be roommates a couple years ago, and I'm showing you this very cute picture of her because I'm going to show you some very non-cute pictures of her later. We walk around this amazing park, we go into the Kris Kringle market, and I try on a gorilla hat, and later on we go up to her roof and we smoke 5 bowls. We get pretty fucking stoned, and then we stare at the Empire State Building for a couple hours talking about random shit, you know, like you do. Obviously, as you can imagine, we get hungry, so we decide to go to Lucky Burger, we get these cheese fries, and yes, that is ranch sauce, and it's fucking awesome. Don't knock until you try it. Stephanie and I scarf down our burgers and check out these hot guys. They're pretty hot. All this isn't enough, so we decided to go to the Skinny Lounge. It's actually a pretty cool place. As you can imagine, it's pretty fucking thin and very long. Everything in there is red and black, and all of the paintings are based off horror movies, so I thought that was pretty sick. Later on, Nina wanted an icon for Thanksgiving, so I made one. This is it.